Capital News tonight. Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM Central Committee meets in Dodoma. The Minister of Regional Administration and Local Government, Suleiman Jafo, suspends the manager of TARURA in Arusha. And in sports, Vodacom Premier League champions Simba Sports Club have arrived in Dar es Salaam to start training for the FA Cup semi-final against Yanga on Sunday. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The Central Committee for Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM Party has met in Dodoma earlier today, led by CCM's National Security and Ethics Committee under the party's chairman, Dr. John Magufuli, and received recommendations from Zanzibar's Special Committee for Presidential Aspirants.
Wanachama wa CCM ambao wanaomba dhamana ya kupewa nafasi.
Regarding CCM party members who are asking for sponsorship to contest in the presidential seat for United Republic of Tanzania, I would like to inform you that the meeting was very successful and decisions that have been made for the greater interest of the party and Tanzania mainland and island. We urge all who are participating in the election to be patient, and information of what was discussed today will be presented in a meeting tomorrow. You must help us. We want a stable life. When visitors come here, everyone benefits. Therefore, we must protect those coming by providing us with information on lawbreakers.
The Minister of State, the President's Office for Regional Administration and Local Government, Suleiman Jafo, has suspended and directed the manager of Tanzania Rural and Urban Roads Agency, TARURA, in Arusha be transferred due to allegations of failure to implement his duties.
As from today, your job as TARURA manager in Arusha is no more. We shall transfer you to any other municipal council that suits you best. This wall is not built as it should. It is 2 centimeters less.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, has called on the youth not to allow themselves to be used by unpatriotic politicians who are interested in personal gain as the country heads towards the general elections this year, and instead urge them to focus on building a peaceful and united nation.
Young people, you are the majority, and this country belongs to you. You must not allow yourselves to be used by anyone for his own personal interests. We cannot achieve anything if there is no good relationship between people and the police. Those who believe that they can cause disturbance or peace, they don't have that chance, because majority of Tanzanians love their country. This police station being here will assist in police operations for those working in Mwalimu Nyerere hydroelectric power. We ask that through the police station, justice is served.
Now, 2 more members of Chama cha Demokrasia na Maendeleo CHADEMA party have collected presidential nomination forms from their party, bringing the total number of presidential aspirants from CHADEMA to 6. The latest aspirants are Leonard Manyama and Isaiah Mwita, the former mayor of Dar es Salaam.
Nitafanya mambo 11 katika kulijenga taifa.
I shall do 11 things to mold this nation, according to a compass of which is in a lot of Tanzanians' minds. But it has not been actualized yet. And I will work towards restoring the national morals, as well as on higher learning student loan board, and remove some of the oppressive laws. This country today, if you pick anyone and ask him to start up any of the projects started by the late Mwalimu Nyerere on agriculture based on irrigation, I believe because 80% of Tanzanians work in this sector, then we shall move forward.
Ndio sekta pekee ambayo imemwajiri Tanzania 80%. Naamini kwamba tunaweza kwenda mbele tukafungua milango hiyo, na siku ya siku tukajikuta kwamba tumeongeza nafasi hizo za ajira.
The Minister of Health in Zanzibar and National Chairman of ADC political party, Hamad Rashid Mohammed, has collected presidential nomination forms from his party and pledged to allow dual citizenship if elected as President of Zanzibar. This becomes the 9th party to announce that it will vie for the presidential seat in Zanzibar, joining CCM, ACT Wazalendo, CUF, CHADEMA, ADA, TADEA, AFFP, and CCR Mageuzi and Demokrasia Makini.
They have promised free education from standard 1 to secondary school. In ADC, we are pledging free education from the bottom to the top. There are too many classes, and what we need to do is to consolidate them, so we have fewer classes which are well equipped and have teachers. This matter was discussed and opposition was more in Zanzibar than in Tanzania mainland. I believe that as there is room for discussion and no reason why they should not be allowed to stay.
President Dr. John Magufuli has given his condolences to the family of the late Ambassador Job Lusinde, who passed away on July 7th at Muhimbili National Hospital. The President expressed that the late Ambassador Lusinde will be remembered for his contribution as Minister of Works, his good advice and honesty.
Jamani, poleni sana watani zangu wagogo, Mungu awasimamie. Tukaendelee kumuombea huyu baba ambaye ametangulia mbele ya haki.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has also given his condolences to the family of the late Ambassador Job Lusinde, after which he signed the condolence book at the late Ambassador's home at Kilimani in Dodoma. Now, residents of Ilonga Kilosa district in Morogoro region have commended President Dr. John Magufuli for implementing his pledge to form a special committee to resolve land conflict issues as well as problem of lack of health services in the area.
We don't have access to safe and clean water. We ask that those currently farming on concerned areas must be allowed to carry on until a resolution is found.
Lakini Mheshimiwa Waziri, kama mwana Kilosa na kama mjumbe wa kamati hii,
someone from Kilosa and a member of this committee, of which Honorable President ordered to come here and help to supervise, because of his legal background, it will help us resolve challenges faced. I decided that I must come today so we can begin to implement the directive given by Honorable President to construct a health center here, and this must start immediately.
Na shughuli hiyo ianze mara moja.
Now, the Regional Commissioner of DAR es Salaam Paul Pogba has directed leaders and government officials to give more priority in resolving challenges faced by residents in their areas. The Regional Commissioner said this when welcoming the new District Commissioner of Temeke, Godwin Gondwe, who takes over from Felix Lianiva, who has retired.
Everyone in his own department and district has total control and understands what is required of him. You must have people, for instance, at the market or with border. So in case of a crime happening, then as chair of the District Peace and Security Committee, you have many sources from which to gather information from.
Kwa Dar es Salaam vizuri sana na kuahidi ushirikiano na wenzangu.
I promise to work with my fellow district commissioners. I shall also work as my predecessor did, so as we listen to the people of Temeke and resolve their challenges.
Kwa ajili ya kujenga hospitali ya wilaya.
With regards to construction of the district hospital, he supported me to contact people from the Ministry of Health. We are building from revenue derived from Temeke Municipal Council.
Yote tunajenga kwa mapato ya manispaa ya Temeke.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, police in the Democratic Republic of Congo have fired tear gas to break up demonstrations in major cities triggered by plans to name a new head of the country's election commission. The protest took place a day after Interior Minister Gilbert Kakonde banned rallies due to the coronavirus pandemic. In the capital, Kinshasa, hundreds of members of President Felix Tshisekedi, a Union for Democracy and Progress, were dispersed near the Parliament building. We shall continue to protest until he resigns. This is just the beginning of the movement. Deliven Enovik Moses, a nurse from Kenyatta National Hospital in Nairobi, has pleaded not guilty to 12 counts of making false COVID-19 patients' test reports for different persons, perpetrating them to the genuine documents from Kenyatta National Hospital. It is alleged that the offences were committed between July 5th and 8th this year. He has been released on a cash bail of 100,000 Kenyan shillings and directed to provide one contact as surety.
Suggesting a cash bail of 100,000 shillings.
Accounts. Where is 700,000?
Uganda People's Defense Force has said it will conduct special training to its soldiers on how to deal with citizens in order to avoid incidents of a violation of human rights in the country.
Our vaccine to immunize our people is always
Our vaccine to immune our people is always political education and the laws we have. But we can't turn them into angels all over a sudden. It is a process. Torture is illegal. Torture will never be the model to run Uganda's People's Defense Force. Thus, we can never be at the core of restoration of human rights in the country.
Torture is illegal. Torture will never be the modus operandi of the Uganda People's Defense Forces.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after this break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production. Infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The Cashewnut Association in Lindi region, TARURA, has signed an agreement with Arusha Cashewnut Factory to process 42 tons of cashew produced by farmers from the association.
Markets.
They have started getting markets in both local and international platforms. That is why I have advised him to enter into 2 agreements with this man, where the first agreement will be processing cashewnut and also allow him to buy the crop at the market rate in the coming season so that farmers can have a reliable buyer of their harvests. Our group members farm cashewnut. What we will do is collect all our harvest and take them to this trader, where we will pay him for processing our cashewnut, but we will sell the finished product to our own market elsewhere. Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation TPDC, in collaboration with various stakeholders, have said installation of new scanners at the port of Dar es Salaam, expected to be completed in September this year, will contribute to increase in revenue and speed up a clearance of cargo. This will improve efficiency, although we have scanners, but they are not enough. These new scanners are of new technology. We believe that they will help in increasing speed for scanning export containers. These scanners will increase speed in checking out all exported containers, increase country's safety by helping in identify everything carried in imported containers. And farmers from Kilombero, Malinyi and Olanga districts in Morogoro region have said that they will give more priority to rice farming after the government constructed an irrigation scheme that will enable them to become more productive throughout the year. This project made us forget about maize farming, because in half an acre of maize I only get 3 sacks, while half an acre of rice I get up to 14 sacks, something which is more profitable and fulfilling to any farmer. Again, rice has bigger markets compared to maize. Most farmers in Kilombero were engaged in sugarcane and maize farming. In regard to this project, we are introducing rice farming. As leaders of Kilombero district, we thank the government under the leadership of President Dr. John Magufuli.
Kwa sisi kama wakazi wa wilaya ya Kilombero, kama viongozi wa wilaya ya Kilombero, tunashukuru sana serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
That marks the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from a Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from a Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And in sports news, the Vodacom Premier League champions have arrived in Dar es Salaam from Lindi and headed straight to their training camp in preparation for the FA Cup semi-final against Yanga on Sunday.
I believe in myself because of the squad. First, the squad is complete. Both the first 11 and the substitutes are good. Frankly, Simba is perfect. This is called Simba-Barcelona. It's playing like Barcelona.
The management of the Majaliwa Stadium has commended the Ministry of Health for providing them with a hand sanitization system that can be used by a large number of people at a go.
We were well prepared and we were able to get a system of washing hands. We have two systems, one in each door, and there are also other systems different from these ones at other entrances. Now, I would like to thank the Ministry of Health for providing us with these systems.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is hopeful Paul Pogba will sign a new contract despite the midfielder previously stating there was a doubt regarding his future at Manchester United.
Former Juventus player has impressed since football's return last month, having not featured for United since Boxing Day and failed to start since September because of injury. Solskjaer has recently secured the midfielders Nemanja Matic and Scott McTominay on fresh deals and was asked whether Pogba could be next. His terms expire in a year and the club have an option to trigger a further season. After August's 4-0 win over Chelsea at Old Trafford, Pogba said that this question mark remains over his future, having said earlier in the summer that it could be time for him to seek a new challenge.
Carlo Ancelotti has been assured Everton will spend this summer, but the manager says the character and personality of his squad must also change to compete at the top end of the Premier League. Here's more on the story.
Ancelotti, his backroom team, players and senior staff have agreed wage deferrals as the club deals with the financial impact of COVID-19. Everton also posted a record loss of £111.9 million in their accounts for 2018-2019 and would risk breaching financial fair play rules with another year of substantial losses. The team's need for improvement was again laid bare in defeat at Tottenham on Monday. They've also lost at Liverpool twice, Manchester City, Leicester, Chelsea and Arsenal this season, and despite the financial uncertainty throughout football, Ancelotti insisted he can strengthen.
Barcelona kept up their pursuit over La Liga leaders Real Madrid by beating city rivals Espanyol 1-0 at home. The victory also commending their neighbors to relegation from the top flight. Here's more.
Luis Suarez struck the only goal in the 56th minute, lashing a loose ball into the net shortly after both sides had been reduced to 10 men in a frantic start to the second half. Barcelona's 17-year-old forward Ansu Fati was sent off for a reckless tackle 5 minutes after coming off the bench, but Espanyol's numerical advantage lasted only 3 minutes before Paul Lozano was dismissed, also following a VR review. Barcelona, still chasing a third consecutive Spanish title, are on 76 points after 35 games. Real are on top on 77 and can restore their 4-point advantage when they host Alaves on Friday.
And that's Sports Item ends on News Bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.